What's good, guys? This is Juice at THCLabs.net. Man, I hope you guys are having a badass day. I'm having a sick day just here, just fucking kicking back, taking in all the knowledge, man. It's been awesome learning all this new shit I've been learning. But anyway, I want to teach you or talk to you a little bit about, handling your business and being more professional. Um, Being professional doesn't really mean you become a square or you become, this straight edge dude or guy or gal or whatever. So being about your business means that you just choose to disassociate yourself with things that don't benefit you or others, things that aren't going to matter 5, 10, 20 years from now. News is going to be news 20 years from now. The stocks are going to be going up and down. Uh, Everything's changing at all times, but 20 years from now, more or less, it remains the same. Um, so knowing that, you have to start focusing on important things in your business, and you have to start having a more professional attitude towards others too. You have to know what your client wants. You have to realize what they got in contact from you in the first place. If you're talking to a customer and they hit you up, they obviously were looking for something, advice or beat or whatever you have to offer. They're looking to get something from you, answers or product or service. It could be anything. And this video is gonna be describing, a little bit more about being professional and how to really be more efficient, because a lot of us, we call ourselves music producers online, on our Facebook and on our Twitter and all that stuff, but what do we really do behind that time? What are we really doing behind that computer screen? Are we, going out drinking? Are we out at the club? Are we spending our money on worthless stuff? Are we, we don't really know the person on the other side of the screen. They say there's something on their account, on their profile, but it could be totally something different of their lifestyle, of what they're doing, of what they say they are. And being that, you can have a lifestyle that corresponds with your business, but it's just choosing in the beginning, especially. This is real important when you're first starting out. When you're first starting out, it's going to be the hardest time. It's going to be the hardest time. Once you get over that struggle, that beginning time where no one knows you and no one wants to hear from you, no one wants anything to do with you, that's going to be the hardest time. And you need that time to develop yourself as a business person and as an entrepreneur, if you're into that. So during these times, we have to always be analyzing new ways, new tactics, new value, new coachings we can give to our clients or to our customers. And at the same time, we can't be doing what everyone else is doing. If you see everyone else out, giving free beats, it's becoming more of a trend now. If you're in the music production field, you know that giving free beats now isn't really enough no more. You have to give someone that's going to benefit them more than free music. And one thing you can do is, if you're a successful person, or if you love what you do, or if you've made some money, or if you have a skill that you think no one else has, share that. You don't have to share your exact blueprint of how you do your thing or how you run your business, but give them value. Give your customers value. And that's one of the more professional things you can do, is to give your customer value without them even asking. Maybe you hear how big company sends out free samples, of Pampers, of cream, body lotion, anything, and that actually gets people to buy from them. And if it wasn't for that act, that customer might have not even known about them. You see, if you hadn't put out your videos, or if you hadn't put out your content that benefits someone, no one might have heard of you, because they weren't probably not looking for your product or service, but then they found the value you give. You see, so an example is, say you're producing beats, and your client or customers, obviously rappers and artists or whatever, but instead of trying to be like everyone else and try and reach out to rappers and customers and artists by just saying, here's some free beats, here's some beats, or you need beats, or stuff like that, give more value to someone. You know they have a music career, or you know they're starting a business, career, or you know they're about to get into this rap thing. Why don't you give them, value on how to get started? If you're a producer and a rapper, you have that field knowledge. You know how to do all that. So you can explain to them and give them tips and give them advice and all that, and they'll really dig that instead of you just offering them some free beats. It's just little strategies and tactics we can use to provide more value, because ultimately that's what's going to get us paid. Ultimately the money that you're going to get from your business comes from other people. It's not going to be printed out and just shipped to So you have to see what you can give to someone, what value you can bring to someone. That's one step of being professional. And another is the way you communicate with someone. You have to have patience. You have to be curious. You have to ask them questions. And really try and become their friend, because that's what this whole business runs on. If you're in the music, online music production business, or in the beat making, or into selling anything online, then you know that it's about relationships, because people don't buy from strangers. They buy from people they know and trust. And so they're not gonna buy anything from you if all you have to offer is one thing. If they see that you have to offer something that they don't have to purchase and it's gonna benefit them, then of course they're gonna come back for. Maybe at the first time they're gonna come back for more of that free value you give them, but in 5 or 10 days, whatever long it takes, they'll come back because they're actually ready to buy a product from you, because they trust you and they know that you're not just someone that wants your money. They know that you're someone that wants to give them something beneficial, and you're here to uplift them. That's like more and more tips, how to be more professional. How to better network out there with your potential customers or prospects. Kind of don't want to get too technical with what you should do, because that's going to be a separate field of videos that I'm going to be doing for you guys. But I want to keep these free videos, more about mindset and how you should network, because those are really more crucial than actual tactics and money and how to get leads and all that. Because once you know your mind, once you know how it works, then you know how anything else works. You know that you have the possibility of doing anything you put your mind to, so you do accomplish that. But if you were to start, the other way around, if you were to get into all the technical stuff and how-tos and all that first, but you don't think you can do it, or you don't have that right mindset, then you're just gonna fail. No matter, even if I were to go to your house and tell you the exact setup and what you should do, and what you should do today, tomorrow, and step by step, you're still not gonna get results, because you don't have that mindset. So that's why I'm starting with these videos. It's more about superficial stuff, mindset, communication tactics, stuff like that. Stuff that's not too technical, and you don't have to write down and a list to be able to do. This is just stuff mainly that works on yourself, because that's the ultimate thing. That's what's gonna bring you riches. That's what's gonna take you from living in an apartment to living in a mansion, is having that right mindset. Because you excuse me, if you were to give $1 million to a random person, chances are, later that year or whatever, they're not gonna have that money. They're gonna spend it. They're not gonna know what to do with it. But if you were to give $1 million to a person who already has $1 million, or is already spend $1 million, or knows what to do with $1 million, then that person a year from now is gonna have $2 million or more. Because you know how to manage money. And it's the same thing with your mind. When you know how to manage your mind, anything you put into it, you can create something with it. If you already have the right mindset, and then you go to learn a skill, you're already gonna know how to meditate and how to really get into the teachings, and so it can get engraved.